Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Sandra Esenamafen and I'm here for business, and we start from the bond market where the global economic growth for 2019 is set to be slow for the first time in 3 years, with inflation remaining under control across the globe. This is the prediction from the latest market outlook report by the Standard Chartered Bank Wealth Management Advisory. The report's findings indicate that there will be a positive return on bonds, including government and other emerging bonds, for the year.
The 2019 Market Outlook is an annual research conducted by the Wealth Management Department of Standard Chartered Bank to reveal the investment climate for the year and predicts the best option for investors. The research findings indicate good yields on government bonds as a result of some positive developments on the capital market front. Apart from the bonds, the bank is also optimistic of a good equity market, especially U.S. equities. Seto Kwashiga is head of Wealth Management at Standard Chartered Bank, Ghana.
Because of the projections in the market and how we anticipate that investments will go, we are advocating certain investment asset classes. We are advocating certain investment avenues, and so we are projecting that people should, for instance, invest in bonds, invest in some amounts of equities, and the equities we are advocating U.S. equities or Asia ex-Japan.
She also explains how these investment products are accessible in Ghana.
We anticipate that markets will not be as easy, and so if you're keeping cash or near cash, when tables turn, when the slight turbulence we project happens, you can get out and invest in something else. And so cash is not just keeping current account or just savings money in your savings account, but saying, yes, some investments that is near cash that you can easily get out of, like a Standard Chartered fixed deposit, for instance, or any of the bonds that you can easily get out of and do something else. But we are projecting bonds will do well, and so if you're in bonds, you're safe.
The report predicts a stronger U.S. dollar into the first few months of the year, given relative U.S. economic outperformance, interest rates, and others.
CEOs and business leaders in the financial sector have settled on the need for intense digitization of business modules to meet changing demands in the sector. Director of Education at the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, Dr. Noel Tego, warned that failure to adopt new financial technology spells doom for the financial sector. Charles Aite has more in this report.
Documents cited by Joy Business shows the new owners wants the utility tariff review to be strictly influenced by the rate-setting guidelines that was agreed with them when the takeover agreement was signed last year. Joy Business is learning if the new tariff levels are not structured in a way to offer prudent returns on their investments, then government may have to pay up the difference. But in a separate document, the PRC is insisting that the supposed caution was not needed because it has done all the necessary engagement to settle on these new tariff levels. The Commission is insisting that it has the sole power to determine what consumers should pay, and therefore it cannot be pressured on this issue. The Commission is also rejecting claims of being the cause of the delayed takeover of ECG by the Power Distribution Service. But for some, the development is worrying, as it could cost the country in drawing down all the funds under the Millennium Challenge Compact. This is because it has to complete the takeover way before March 6, 2019. However, the parties are optimistic of a deal could be reached within the next few weeks for ECG's takeover to be completed. But the question is, what are the right levels of utility tariffs, and what about the ability of consumers to pay?
So we do apologize for the wrong insert, but that was actually a story on ECG and Miracle takeover. So where the story says that there appears to be some disagreement between the PURC and then Miracle over ECG ownership. And then so that was a report brought to us by George Wiafe. To our earlier story now, where we've been reporting that CEOs and business leaders in the financial sector have settled on the need for intense digitization of business modules to meet the changing demands in the sector. Director of Education at the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, Dr. Noel Tego, warned of that failure to adopt new financial technologies will spell doom for the sector.
According to the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, most finance teams and professionals are not evolving their skills fast enough to account for the impact of artificial intelligence. Joining in the discussion, CEO of DataBank Group, Kojo Adai, stressed technology will improve efficiency in the banking sector.
Invest in the Eurobonds, who invest in the government of Ghana 2-year bonds, and they need very easy ways to pay. And if you don't give them the technology that they can use to pay, they are used to a certain way of doing business. If you tell them that, oh, they can buy bonds in Asia or in Southern America in a certain way, but when it comes to Ghana or Africa there, oh, you should understand, we don't have the appropriate technology. You will lose the business. We will not get it because they have choice. They are looking at options. They have options in all sorts of places and all sorts of countries. So we invest in the technology. We are forced to invest in the technology. Otherwise, we will just die as a business.
CEO of Barclays Bank, Michael Mensaba, also outlined how artificial intelligence influences growth yields.
Technology is impacting everything that we do, from the way we serve our customers, from the way we interact with each other, from the way, even within families, the way we actually communicate with each other has totally changed. And I say to people that any organization or anybody that doesn't take this technology disruption seriously will actually be wiped out.
The launch of the Future of Finance syllabus by CIMA hopes to equip students with hands-on financial technology and literacy to make them relevant and employable.
Let's do other stories now. France airline company France Air has increased its flight frequency in Ghana. The service will be rendered through its Airbus A330. Sheila Tamaklo was at the unveiling ceremony and has come through with this report.
The first country among other African countries to receive Air France's upgraded Airbus A330 to provide additional comfort to passengers. The redesigned aircraft comes with new long-haul travel cabins to offer its customers a new experience in its business, premium economy and economy class. Country manager for Air France described Ghana's aviation industry as well managed, making it attractive for business.
The government is very interested in aviation. I think if the airlines can pick up the message, and also if you see the investments in the new airport, I think it is also up to the airlines to deliver. You see, we're coming in with a new product. Within 2 years, Air France is flying from 0 to daily, now, which is pretty unique in the airline industry, because normally you go little step, little step, little step. Emirates is increasing flights, new airlines are coming in, we have a new national airline coming in. So I think the airlines as such, the industry is picking up the message from the government. There are a lot of things to do here.
The redesigning of Air France's Airbus A330 is part of the company's global investment of 140 million euros to move up the market. Caroline Petervin is the Senior Vice President for Customer Experience.
I think what is unique in Air France and what is exclusive is the fact that the way we conceive the whole cabin, we introduce the mood lighting, so it gives a nice atmosphere on board with the lighting. It's this serenity, this relaxing atmosphere for every single customer. So it's not because you fly in economy on an economy seat that is not comfortable. The cushions are very worked in details to provide a very nice experience, a very relaxing, the atmosphere, the lighting, the service is dedicated to that, to be joyful, because traveling is still a pleasure. Traveling is not what you do every day. We do not fly it every day. It's something exceptional. That's why we offer free champagne on board to the customer. We want to keep that exceptional, something which is a unique moment.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo.
Government has been asked to probe the abuse of power by some custom officials at the country's two main ports following seizure of goods over delays in clearance. That's what we have in our summaries tonight.
Government has been asked to probe the abuse of the Customs Act 2015 Act 891 by some customs officials at the country's two main ports following the seizure of goods over delays in clearance. The Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, will soon commence the implementation of a 3% withholding tax on the export value on all gold exports from the country. This means that at the port of export, individuals who purchase gold from unlicensed small-scale and artisanal miners are to provide evidence of payment of the appropriate taxes before the gold can be exported. The 2019 National Chocolate Day and National Tourism Awards has been launched by the Ghana Tourism Authority. This is aimed at promoting the patronage of Ghanaian chocolate, especially on Valentine's Day.